like that.
I like the Reservoir Dogs look you got going on here. This is
Yeah,
awesome,
you
man.
like that.
Yeah, Kevin McCarthy, Washington, D.C.
Anytime you're ready.
Like I said, because we're sitting here and I didn't get a chance to talk to you for Infinity War, you have a scene with Josh Brolin, and Brolin says, "Where is the stone?" And I was wondering when he said that, did you knew that was a Snatch reference? I'm assuming, was that meant to be a Snatch reference?
I don't know. That's a good question for the writer, because I don't know. Well, I collect Infinity Stones in the Guardians of the Galaxy, so when he's going, "Where's the stone?" it's like, I didn't make the connection, but yeah, very the
Frankie
stone.
Four Fingers, man.
Yeah,
That's
there
what
you go.
I was thinking about Guy Ritchie. So I'm a big
I was thinking about the Rolling Stones. There you go. Okay.
So I'm a big fan of movies. I love the way you perform over the years. You've played some of the greatest roles. And there's a line in the movie where Brolin says, in order to see this through, I have to get dirty. And kind of going above the law, doing what you can do to get the job done. I'm curious, over the years as an actor, what's the craziest thing you've ever had to do to get into a role that kind of was a little bit outside your comfort zone?
Well, I did a role early on, which is and I gained weight, but I didn't have any supervision doing it.
Is that Fear and Loathing?
Yeah, and I was just like pounding donuts and kind of testing how could I gain weight fast, and the donuts did it. And then after that, my back started to hurt a little bit after losing the weight was. But I didn't do it with supervision, And you should, if you're gonna gain weight, you should do it with supervision. And so I just did it like a caveman, just eat a lot of fried chicken and donuts.
Well, it worked. So Sicario, the first Sicario I love the score. Johan Johansson's one of the greatest composers of all time.
Yeah, too bad that he's no longer with us.
And I want to ask you, because to me, composition, the score of a movie really is a leading character. It really drives us emotionally.
It depends on what movie. You can't say that about John Cassavetes' films.
That's true. But in regards to Johan Johansson, the score for the first Sicario was unbelievable, and they brought it back in here towards the end of this particular film. Just curious what you remember about just that music specifically, and how much a score affects the way you watch a film. Because I know when you make your movie, you don't have the score, but when you see it, it does change the element.
It can't. It definitely can. When I heard the Johan Johansson score for Sicario, I felt I was hungry. Ooh, because he hit that belly, like when your stomach starts making noises when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. I don't know. It was just like, wow, what a clever move of creating something is gonna happen, and it's just like, Jaws. Williams is that dun 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 dun. Whoa. Yeah. There's like but great soundtracks are like for a movie can change everything. And you got to be careful how you use it, because you don't want to telegraph, But,
I agree.
But I think Denis Villeneuve and Johan Johansson did a great job.
Now, real quick, I got to ask you, without giving anything away specifically, story point wise, or what happens specifically in the scene. You are in a bag in a scene, like in your head, and it's one of the most insane physical things I've ever seen in a movie. Just watching you do that, without giving away the context of it. You talk about just being in that bag and what that was like. How long were you in that bag? Is it really you, like doing everything? It's crazy to watch.
When he starts misbehaving with you, that's what you do. You put the T-shirt, keep it here, type it right there. He will straighten up right away. I would say it was, it was kind of, it was tough. It was tough. It was like, you throw yourself out there. I was surrounded by good people who were watching my back. But what happens is that when you have the tape over your shirt, the shirt that was covering me, hands are tied, feet are tied, so you can't move.
And the blood.
And the saliva, you start waterboarding yourself. And there were moments that I just said, I can't breathe. I'm just standing here, I haven't done anything, and I can't breathe. And so we came up with a code that if I twisted this way, someone had to come in and take up the thing. So it was kind of like, you start panicking. You just don't try not to panic. I kind of went a little zen with it, but I never got sometimes when you get zen on something, you kind of start to enjoy it. I don't think I like to go back in there. I like to be on the other side of the camera.
Yeah.
That way.
We did a brilliant job. Thank you for talking to me.
All right.
And I can't leave without saying, how's the baby? I love that scene so much. With the way of the gun. 3 years ago, we sat down in Toronto for the first Sicario. We had a big interview with like farts and things like that. But I did ask you a question that day that we never got answered about the characters. Yeah, I know. I knew it was coming, but
All right.
I thought it's okay.
You and I had a really sweet moment, like a heartfelt moment, and now we're going into the farts.
I enjoy farts. I really do. And I appreciate them very much.
Yeah,
And
me too.
but I never got to ask you about the sandals. But now he's wearing Crocs. So let's discuss that transition.
Wait, now he's right. Yeah.
He had Crocs on in the opening shot.
I know, but what does that mean? The fact that he wears Crocs other than sandals? It means that he needs to cover his feet.
Right.
Like the next time, will they be shoes? Will they be boots? Is he getting more paranoid? Is he getting colder? There's just so much psychology in it. It's crazy.
But there's a reasoning that the shot opens with your feet walking.
No,
you
no,
put
no.
your feet up on the thing.
But I do, honestly, in all honesty, I like it because this guy. There's something about the sandals that defines the guy so much. His arrogance. Do you know what I mean? And now you see the guy walking in the gravel, and he's got. I mean, who wears Crocs anymore?
I think they were Crocs. I think you're.
No, they are Crocs, but I'm saying I would never wear Crocs.
They're very ugly shoes. I just don't understand why anybody wears them.
He's an ugly human being in that moment. But then you see the humanity of him.
And he puts shoes on.
Later on, and he's wearing shoes.
What a choice!
Like literally, like I want to do the movie over again right now.
This is what Richard Donner taught you on Goonies. Like we were gonna. This is what you were prepared
This is
for.
what Richard Donner taught you on Goonies.
And then
this was the beginning of it all.
This is the beginning.
How to deconstruct a character.
So this is a nerdy moment. Love Del Toro. One of my favorite movies he ever made was a movie called The Way of the Gun. I was like nerding out with
Right,
him.
with Chris McQuarrie.
Great movie.
Totally.
But so I'm a huge fan of his. So I remember seeing the movie Snatch years ago, and there's that
which I
great
love.
line, "Where's the stone?" which is the Frankie Four Fingers line, which you actually say in Infinity War.
I do.
You do. You're holding him up in that scene.
Oh, and
You
I
say,
said, "Where's the stone?"
Did you know that you were
No,
referencing
I just-
Snatch?
right now.
Wow.
No. And what's the other thing in Snatch, even though this is totally different, where Benny did that character, and didn't Brad Pitt later? Oh, no. It was Benny in the Bryan Singer film. What was the Bryan Singer film?
Singer movie, Usual Suspects.
Usual Suspects, and Benny did that character. And then when Brad did it in Snatch, which Benny's in, he called Benny and asked him, "I'm doing this kind of similar thing. Is it cool with you?"
Yeah.
And then Benny said, "Yeah." Benny's the beginning of everything, is my point.
This is true. You have a great line where you say in the movie, in order to see this through, I have to get dirty.
Yeah.
And it's I love the way you pause before dirty. It's like, I have to get dirty. It's so great. I'm curious, out of all the roles you've done in your entire career, I mean, the whole point of this perspective is you have to go above the law in this particular situation to do the job and get it done.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've ever had to do to get into a role that was kind of outside your comfort zone? Why?
Well, I didn't leave my house. The only time I ever left my house was to go to work. I had a audio thing on my alarm, so when the alarm went off, I heard his voice right away because I was so paranoid about not getting it right.
Wow.
And then what else? Yeah, I didn't leave my house. I did nothing but that for 5.5 months.
Wow.
So that was a little weird. But what's the craziest thing? There was a role that I don't even think I ended up doing, but I went down to a Hermosillo in Mexico prison, and I was in that prison for 3 days.
What?
Yeah.
What movie?
I never told anybody that.
Oh, well,
And not because of anything I did for the first time. I was asked to go down there. There was somebody who had a connection, and I spent 3 days down there, and that was crazy. That was the craziest thing I've ever done.
What was the movie?
Oh, I don't know. Or maybe it was Slow Burn. No, that was a different thing.